Multiple shots. Multiple shots. Laser. Circle.
Let me see if anyone's joined. Hey, what's going on, Globby Bobby? What game is this? This is Space Megaforce. What's going on, everyone? Sorry, I'm kind of locked in. Space Megaforce is very unforgiving. Like, you almost have to stay locked in on this one, or you will get blown up quickly. I think now it's time for the boss. Doctor, what's going on? Yeah, I really do like shoot 'em ups, man. Shoot 'em ups are my favorite type of games. Hodgepodge, what's going on, man? Just rocking out to some Space Megaforce. Dude, how did one hit take that much of my powers away? That's crazy. I had to use all 3 of my bombs on that. That's nuts. Yeah, I know a lot of people are streaming like Switch 2 stuff. I just felt like going back to the Super Nintendo tonight, doing something a little bit more on the simpler side. That and I don't have a Switch 2, so. Ah, I got hit. Dude, one hit should not take that much of like your attack away. It's crazy how much of your attack it takes away. Dude. Way too many bullets right now. This level gets so intense. I need that power up right there. Nice. Whew. It's getting a little funky. I hate this level. The second level is harder than the third level, in my opinion. But because they got all these just different deals attacking you. I do not want that missile. It keeps trying to give me the missile because the missiles... That gun sucks. I need that bomb. Just way too much going on. I so needed that bomb right there. Woo. Nice. Nice. If I can make it to the boss, well, I don't have any bombs, so I have a feeling I'm gonna waste to continue on this level. Whoa. I need that bomb, and I need that. Thank you. Whew. I have to dodge all the weapons I don't want. Nice. Is this the boss? Shit, how did I get hit? Bullshit. How the hell did I get hit? What the hell hit me? I need that. What is hitting me, dude? Wow. Alright, at least I got some bombs here. I gotta dodge these things, whatever they are. That was my last bomb. Okay, one down, one to go. I'm mad these guys took a continue from me. Thank you. Nice. Just picked up Gradius 3. Nice. Someone came to a local arcade claiming their Switch 2 was 50. They got their Switch 2 50% off. Yeah, I doubt that, man. People are scalping the Switch 2 for some crazy prices. I doubt they're getting them half off. That sounds a little fishy to me. Is this a bonus level or what? What is this? I need that circle back, man. Damn it, I need that circle shot back. This ain't gonna cut it. Damn. It took 3 bombs to get rid of that guy. Okay. Was that a bonus level or what is this? Wow. Stage 3. Okay, so I guess it was another level. We're just gonna see how far we can go with one continue. Don't have a really long stream planned for tonight. Just felt like playing a little Space Megaforce tonight. Oh, I hate this level. This is the level with the planets that like randomly expand out of nowhere. Yeah, I'm really gonna need to max level this circle attack. Like, I'm gonna need this thing at max level for sure. There goes a power up. Yep, I definitely need that. It's about to get real sticky here in a second. Nice. Nice. I'm gonna need that bomb. it's getting sticky. I need that. Damn, I got hit. Shit. I didn't want to waste that bomb, but at least it enabled me to get that power up. I'm gonna have to waste this bomb. Damn. I need that. Big time. Clutch. Wow. Damn. They got me. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that was rough. Shit. I didn't even get to use any of my bombs on that one. I think I have one more continue. What do we make it to? Stage 4? Who is this? Hold on. We'll never get another leap like the PS1 to the PS2 or the PS2 to the PS3. Yeah, the days of like generational changes are over. Like I don't think from like I've been saying this for months now. I think the only next big leap that we'll probably see is from where we're at now to virtual reality, but like good virtual reality that doesn't cause like motion sickness and things like that. I think that's the next step. I can't really see like how much more frames per second and like all that stuff. Like how much more of that can we really get before people are just tired of that? Justin, what's up, Y2K Collector? Love the channel. Thanks, man. Brooklyn Game Collector, and that the Switch 2 later on is going to come out with an OLED model for a money grab. Yeah, I mean, that's been the common theme. Look, I'm not hating on the Switch 2. Like, you know, if I didn't have an OLED Switch, I might be interested in the Switch 2. I think if you don't have a Switch at all, go get the Switch 2. I just think if you have a Switch 2, or even worse, if you have a Switch OLED, I just don't see why you would go and spend the money right now. That's really it. Like, I just don't think it's worth spending the money on it. Like that's my main thing. Shit, how did I not see that big ass planet just come out of nowhere? This is my last continue, y'all. If I die again, that's it. No more continues. But yeah, like, you know, look, I mess with the Switch. You know, I've made a few videos on the Switch over the past couple weeks just talking about, wow, that's it. I think that might be game over. Yeah, I'll talk to you guys real quick before I call it a wrap. But yeah, I've been talking a lot about the Switch the past few weeks, and when I saw the original announcement, I was excited, but I was excited about the games, like a sequel to Daemon X Machina, a sequel to Tears of the Kingdom, you know, all of the games that were going to be coming out for it. That was what was exciting me, not necessarily the console itself. The console itself wasn't what had me like going crazy over it. Ace the Silver, Magic the Gathering, Final Fantasy set dropped this weekend and sold out almost everywhere. Magic the Gathering, hey, did it sell more than the Switch 2? Doc, he says, we have the graphical power to render photorealistic stuff in 4K at 60 frames per second if it's properly optimized. You're probably right. Those are tech specs that I'm not super hip on, but it sounds like we're not that far off. Most expensive box type is selling for 700 to 800. That's crazy. I don't know who's paying that much for that console. That just doesn't make sense to me. Duncan Donut McLeod. Yeah, the graphical leap would have to be in the space bubbles up the nose fake PS8 commercial back in the day. Yeah, I mean, so from what they're saying, like Grand GTA 6 is probably going to be the most hyper realistic game we've ever seen. Just looking at the screenshots of that game, I can't see anything looking or feeling more realistic than GTA 6 at this point. I don't know if any of you guys have seen like the screenshots for it, or if you've seen like just some of what's been in the media. But GTA 6 is damn near looking lifelike. The next thing is like full motion like cinema video games where it looks like you're like playing like a real show, like you're actually in real life. But I mean, outside of that, and the virtual reality stuff, I can't really see there being much more that we get outside of what we've seen already. If you have a Switch 2, man, I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you're having a blast with it. I'm not gonna hate on anyone who has a Switch 2. It didn't make sense for me, honestly. And I'm hearing that it sold 3 million units this weekend, or on launch day. I heard it sold 3 million units. Is that legit? Like, is the 3 million units sold by for the Switch 2? Is that like a real number, or is that just like Reddit jargon? Is this did you see the preview for that felt that boxing? No, I haven't seen that. I'm gonna once I'm done here, I'm gonna go check that out and see what it looks like. I haven't seen that. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I heard the 3 million sold units is rumors for sure. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked though. I wouldn't be shocked if the Switch sold 3 million units, especially like worldwide. I don't know if the 3 million would just be like here in the United States, but I wouldn't be shocked if it sold 3 million units. There were a lot of people who did want the Switch too. There were a lot of people who lined up, but there also were units sitting on the shelf the day that it launched. Which, for some people, they're gonna say, well, Nintendo ensured that there was enough to go around. That's good. If Nintendo did that, then good for them, because it gets rid of all of the scalpers, and puts the scalpers out of business. So I'm happy about that. Um, but it's funny if a lot of those sales numbers were based on all of the scalpers that bought units. I'm just curious as to what happens if and when those scalpers decide to start returning units. I heard one person say that 4 million units were sold, but 1 million of those units were scalpers. So it's really 3 million. I don't know. There's so much stuff floating around. I don't know. Cheers, Gaming with Hope. What's going on, man? Did you get yourself a Switch too? Did you run and grab one? I didn't. I don't have one. I do not have one here. I hope scalpers have to resell those Switch 2s at a loss. It's either going to be that or they're going to return them. They're going to return them. But you have to think, like, if sales are that top heavy, like this weekend for the Switch 2, that kind of tells me that, like, everybody who wanted one got one. So if there was this mad rush and there was all this hype and everybody who really, really wanted one picked one up this weekend, and it's not completely sold out everywhere, then that tells me that we may not, like, let's say the first week sales is like 10 million units. I get the vibe that there's going to be a huge drop off in second week sales. Like, second week sales might be half of that, if not less, like a fraction of that, because everybody who really wanted it got it, because they ensured that there were enough units so that everyone who wanted it could get it. It just said that Nintendo's charging so much for it, people are still biting. Yeah, I mean, people are gonna still bite. People are still gonna go and try to get their hands on it. It's the new thing, It's the new toy. And don't get me wrong, if somebody bought one for me or if somebody gave me one, I'd happily accept it for sure. I just wouldn't spend the money on it. I can't see Nintendo releasing any numbers other than quarterly. You could be right. Yeah, maybe they won't. They may not release anything. Calcite the Lion, what's going on, man? How you doing? We're just sitting here talking about the Switch 2. Just here, I'm here talking with some folks about it. I've put out some content around it. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't refuse a gift. If somebody wants to buy me a Switch 2, I'll happily accept it. I don't know how much I'd use it because, you know, like one of the things that I saw, or someone I think messaged me or put in one of my comments, was that they're setting it up so that limited run games don't work on the Switch 2, which sucks because a lot of my library actually is limited run. I think they make great games. They make great retro games. Anyway, like those are the types of games that I like from them. Game with Hope. I bit, but I also had to buy my Switch 1 off of a scalper. I hear you. Hey, at least I feel less bad about buying old games at $200. That's true. Because you got to think about that now. People were getting really upset about having to pay $50, $60, $70, $80 for retro games. Well, guess what? Your modern games are now going to cost you $70 to $80. And it's only going to go up from there. And here's the difference. You have a lot of these new games have these paywalls, man. You have to deal with massive paywalls. And I think I'm going to make a video about the massive paywalls that people are going to have to deal with. You know, at least if you go out and you buy a copy of Space Megaforce, you have the whole game. You're playing it on a system that's not connected to any network. It's off the grid. No one can track what you're playing. Because honestly, these, in my opinion, these consoles are going to start doing the same thing that your cell phones do, that your smartwatches do, that anything that's connected to any kind of network, they're all going to do the same thing. They're tracking you. They're tracking how much you play, how often you play. They're tracking the types of games that you play. You're tethered. You're tethered to some type of network. You're tethered to some type of service. And it's just another method of kind of watching what you do. And again, listen, I have a PS5. I have a Switch 2. I have nothing to hide. I don't mind it. But, I mean, this is the reality of it. Brooklyn Gamer, I heard the graphics on the Switch 2 is not that much of a difference. They said Mario Kart graphics is not that much. Yeah, I mean, I was watching a live stream the other day, and you know, somebody said that in the comments that it looked exactly like the Switch 2, but from what I understand, it does look different when you're, I guess, when you're sitting in front of the screen and you're actually like playing it, because you know, if you're watching like a stream of Mario Kart 8, you're really just watching it in 1080p, so you're not gonna get the full effect of the actual console. But I mean, yeah, I've heard different views. I've heard mixed views on that. I just got Silent Hill 2 on the PS2 for €125. Not bad, man. I don't know what that converts to in dollars, but not bad. Oh, that's about 145. Yeah, that sounds about right. For Silent Hill 2, that sounds about right. Everything is a money trap these days. Pretty much, you know, pretty much. If you guys have noticed, I haven't really picked up anything, honestly, in the last week or two, because I'm getting ready to take the family on vacation this summer. And where I plan on taking the family, I'm going to see if there's any, I will see if there's any game stores there. There might be like one on the whole island, but I think it'll make for fun content. Sheesh, they're way over their head with the paywall. Yeah, man, paywalls are, I think people are going to, I mean, people already appreciate retro. They already appreciate like the physical stuff. And I think, you know, just everything that we're seeing now is just going to make people appreciate retro even more. The graphics are a little better, the games load better, but it's not groundbreaking tech. Yeah, that's what I said. It's a better version of the Switch. It's bigger, it's better, it loads faster, right? So this is to me, that's the definition of an upgrade. Bigger, better, faster. That's the definition of an upgrade. I recently released that PS2 COD games don't have cap frames per second. You can make them run at 60 frames per second on the PCSX2. Hey, listen, if you can bump up frames per second on PS2 games, even the more the better, right? That should make playing games like Shadow of the Colossus a lot more fun. Enjoy the vacation time with the family. Yeah, man, we're going to a pretty dope island. We've been there before. I don't know if I'll like do it vlog style, but I'm definitely gonna kind of document it and share it with the channel so that you guys can kind of see the game stores that I go to out there. I plan on grabbing like a drone video, getting some good video of it. It should be a fun time. Let's see. Don't get me wrong, the Switch 2 got a nice bigger screen and bigger Joy-Cons and 120 hertz. Yeah, that's like I said, it's the definition of an upgrade, bro. Like that's an upgrade. Too bad it's not the same for Rule of Rose. It's funny, like I'm looking to actually trade my copy of Rule of Rose. I traded away a bunch of stuff for it, but I'm gonna see if I could bundle it together. I'm working on like a trade of the summer for my Grail Complete in Box Super Nintendo game. It's something I've been trying to negotiate for some time, so we'll see if I can make that happen before the summer's over. Switch 2 feels more like Switch XL. you know, you know what's funny? I heard someone put a comment on my channel. They said when the Switch released, it was like a bomb exploded. They said when the Switch 2 released, it was like a cherry bomb in the toilet. I thought that was hilarious. Yo, you guys leave some funny comments sometimes. I thought that comment was hilarious. He said the original Switch was like a bomb went off. The Switch 2 was like a cherry bomb in the toilet. That was hilarious. Yeah, it says, hey, Dragonfly, what's going on, man? How you doing? I might buy it. How much would you be selling it for? Oh, Rule of Rose? I'd probably sell it for 700. I'd probably just sell it at market value. I don't want like 800 or anything like that for it. It's a very clean copy. Very, very clean copy. But honestly, the truth is I don't sell games like to my channel. Like I don't sell to members. I like to keep that stuff separate. If I do sell it, I'll probably take it to like a convention or something. I try not to do the whole like selling stuff to my channel subscribers. That's why I don't have memberships. If you guys super chat, cool. I don't even know how the super chat turned on. Like if you notice my YouTube channel is very like plain. Like I don't have a banner. I have the same image that I had 5 years ago when I first started the channel. Like there's no like I haven't like, and I really should like step it up, but I haven't. I just make videos, and if you guys rock with them, you rock with them. Let me see here. He said Retro Rick traded his graded Rule of Rose for $875, way below the market value. Who wants something to sell quick rather than? Yeah, that's true. That's true. So like, and I've said that like resellers don't really care about grails. Like if a reseller got their hands on Hagane, they're not gonna be like jumping for joy, because they know like Hagane isn't gonna move. Nobody's gonna walk into a store and buy a complete in box copy of Hagane for $5,500. No one but a specific collector is doing that, and that has to be a game like on their grail list. So, most resellers will be happy if you sell them like all of your low dollar, or trade them all of your low dollar games for those really grail items that you want. And honestly, that's how I was able to get my hands on Rule of Rose and all the Silent Hill games and Pop Full Mail on the Sega CD and Shining Wisdom and stuff like that. All those Sega Saturn games, I got those from all of the buy two get one free games I got from GameStop for like the Wii and stuff. Like resellers love that stuff. Brooklyn Gamer, is it true you have to pay to upgrade older games on the Switch 2? I'm not sure. I don't know. I think, I don't know. I saw a video the other day that said there's like 4 different carts for the Switch 2. You have like the native Switch 2 cart. You have like Switch 1 carts that can play on the Switch 2. You have the key card carts. And then you have like the enhanced Switch, like the enhanced version of Switch 1 games. So like the Switch enhanced games and stuff like that. So there's just too much going on, bro. It's just getting too complicated for me. Damn, that's that much in the US. I guess how much I spent for my copy. I'm assuming you're talking about your copy of Rule of Rose. Dunkin', Donut, McLeod, little cherry bomb in the toilet. Yo, I'm telling you, that had me cracking up. When he said that the Switch 2 was like a cherry bomb in the toilet, it had me rolling. It's almost like FOMO keeps them from making wise decisions. Yeah, I mean, but FOMO is real, man. Like, FOMO is real. I remember, like, when limited run FOMO was, like, really bad. Like, back in the day, like, not back in the day, but, like, just, like, 4 or 5 years ago, if limited run was releasing, like, certain games, if you did not pre-order it or if you did not buy it within seconds, I remember when limited run used to sell out in seconds. And that was for games like, that was when they had games like Freedom Planet. That was like in the Freedom Planet era, the Blasphemous era, the Gundamoniums era, the Bunny Must Die, games like that for the Vita. That was when they had stuff on the Vita. There was a time where like limited run FOMO was crazy. It's really not like that anymore. Um, I got super lucky with my copy of Rule of Rose. Oh, nice. What'd you do? Did you find that like a yard sale or something like that? Ace to Silver. A month ago, I took a chance, spent 100 for a large lot of collectibles, going through the box of CDs and DVDs, and there's a games I found a complete copy of Silent Hill, Resident Evil, and a few. Nice, nice. That sounds like a killer pickup. $100 for Silent Hill, the original, and Resident Evil. Were they complete in box? Ace this? Let me know. Were they complete in box? I happen to be from Italy. Oh, nice, man. That sounds amazing. What it must be like to just sipping a glass of wine out in Tuscany. Man, that must be beautiful right now. They found a huge staff of. Oh, I heard about that. Yes, I heard about that like months ago. That was like last year though. I think they found like a warehouse, somewhere in a warehouse. There was like a whole like a whole shipment of PAL versions for Rule of Rose. And when that was discovered, like I guess people got their hands on them and they just started popping up on eBay, and it drove the price of Rule of Rose all the way down to like 250, like 250, 300. You get a complete and like a sealed copy of Rule of Rose for like $300. And but I think that was only for the PAL versions. So I don't think it impacted the North American versions of Rule of Rose too much, but for sure, like them finding all of those PAL Rule of Rose games definitely caused it to tank. I do remember that. I hope Atlas brings back a lot of these older titles, just like Natsume did with Pocky and Rocky Wild Guns and Ninja Warrior. I do too. I mean, there's like Atlas. I have like a love-hate relationship with Atlas because so much of their good stuff was RPG based, but there's a few Atlas games that I can get with. Yes, both Silent Hill and Resident Evil were complete in box. Needed a new jewel case. Yeah, listen, that's a sick deal, man. If you could find that, that's top 10. Gaming with all games you gotta pay to get the upgrades. Some you get having Switch Online. Oh, so that must be with the Switch too. You gotta pay for like an upgrade to play the game. Yeah, I'm not with it, man. I'm not with it. I wanna wait. I wanna see some killer games come out for the Switch 2. I'm not hating on the Switch 2, but there's always one game that makes me say I need to get this console. For with the PlayStation 5, for me it was Stellar Blade. Like once I saw Stellar Blade, I was like, okay, I need to get a PS5 for Stellar Blade. Like this is a really good game. And to this day, Stellar Blade is one of the two only games that I've ever bought for the PS5. I only have Stellar Blade, and I recently got Astrobot last month. And I don't even need that. I would have the PlayStation 5 just for Stellar Blade. So it's like, I haven't seen that game yet for the Switch 2. It's like, okay, I gotta get it. Now I need to get it for this game. Brooklyn gave the Switch 2 Pro controller is $100, and the only difference is that it got back paddles and a headphone port. It's the exact same controller. Well, there you go. They got you. T-Dodge, what's going on, man? How you doing? Dr. Antonio, imagine having a more powerful console but having to pay again to play a game you've already paid for it. Better, for instance. Look, listen, in all fairness, Sony's been doing that to us for a long time, though. Like, Sony's been doing that to folks for a long... Like, Nintendo's not the first to do this. Remember, we saw Shadow of the Colossus on the PlayStation 2, the PlayStation 3, and the PlayStation 4. Right? we saw 3 generations of Shadow of the Colossus. I wouldn't be shocked if it wound up on the PlayStation 5. Sony's been hitting us in the head with that for a long time. So Nintendo is kind of like, I can't get too mad at them for that. The only difference, I guess, is that Sony wasn't charging you like $80 and stuff, and like, or these crazy prices. Like they weren't, or maybe they were, and I'm just not aware. But I do know that Nintendo is not the first to re-release the same game 3 generations later. Because I think Breath of the Wild originally came out on the Wii U. Then it hit the Switch. I think it got really popular on the Switch, and now they're gonna make it even more popular on the Switch too. They're just using the same titles to draw people in, which I guess from a business standpoint makes sense. You know, I don't blame them. Let's see, Gaming with Hope. I don't blame you. I felt the same way about the Switch One. Kept saying I want to wait and see what other people think about it. Yeah, I'm really just waiting for different games. That's really all. If Oblivion Remaster was out for Switch 2 and it isn't keycard, I would get it. I heard Bravely Default may get a full game on cartridge release in the future with extra DLC added. Yeah, I mean, look, that just goes to my point, right? Like, I think everybody who held off on the Switch 2 is waiting for a game, like they're waiting for a particular game that will make them say, now I can go get it. Now I need to go get it because of this game. You know, I think for me it's gonna be a while before that happens because the types of games that I like are 2D sprite based retro style games. So the games that I like don't need all these extra megahertz and frames per second and horsepower and stuff like that, because for the most part they're games that you could probably have played on your Super Nintendo. So I think that's another part of the reason why I'm not as eager to get it. There's not a ton of games that I feel like I need to get on it. Now, if they, let's say they bring Stellar Blade to the Switch 2, right? Now that's different. It's like, okay, or like a really intriguing hack and slash style game, that's a little bit different. Ace to Silver, that's simply called a new generation. Thing is, we were spoiled by them always providing. Yeah. T Dodge, chilling at work, man. I hear you, bro. Little YouTube at work, make the time go by. I can bang with that. I'm talking about owning the cartridge, owning the console, but having to pay extra to make that game run better. Yeah, I mean, that's the way of the future, bro. Nintendo was dead to me during the Wii U era, so I didn't have high hopes for the Switch. Yeah, I mean, I was late to the Switch too, man. I don't think I got my first Switch until like 2019 or maybe 2020 was when I got my first Switch, like very, very beginning of 2020. And I don't even think I paid for it. I actually won it at my job. Like, I won it in like some kind of office raffle thing, and I wound up getting a Switch Lite. And I remember just starting to play certain games on the Switch Lite. I remember playing like Gris or Gree. I remember playing Val Faris. If you've never heard of Val Faris, check that out. And then one game that really got me, and I've been telling people to play this game, Katana Zero. You guys have to play Katana Zero. My mind is blown that we don't have a physical version of Katana Zero yet. Now that I think about it, I might just go back and play some of that tonight, because that game has multiple endings. It has many winding paths. It has many twists and turns. If you've never played Katana Zero, you gotta go play Katana Zero. Like, seriously, get your Switch. There's no physical version. Get your Switch, download it, play it. You'll be like, dang, Y2K, that was a good game. Like, Katana Zero is, and it will hold you. I mean, it will grip you. It will hold you. It'll hold your attention. You'll want to continue going down the story. Like, the story is one of the most compelling stories that I've seen in a long time. Like, the story of Katana Zero reminds me of the last installment of The Matrix. Like, it's like The Matrix meets The Butterfly Effect meets, like, it's a the story is very good. You guys got to check it out. Like, seriously, very good game. Let me see here. What do you say? I called the Switch 2, letting Nintendo know if you modify it 2 years ago. Nintendo snitch. That's mad funny. Nintendo snitch. That's a good one. For the bricking, right? Yeah, they catch you bricking. They catch you messing with the console. It's over. It's a brick. Or Resident Evil exclusive for the Switch 2, like they did with the GameCube. Yeah, man, some kind of exclusive. We need a compelling exclusive on there. Mario Kart World is great. It looks great. It's not a game that I'm gonna play alone, and it's not a game that I'm gonna play with my kids yet. Like, my daughter's 4, so she's like, she struggles just making her way through beat 'em ups. So I don't think she's at the level of like playing a Mario Kart yet. Like, she's good enough to play like Mario Party, but like a Mario Kart, nah, I don't think she's at that level yet. That light blue one you won. Yeah, the light blue one that I showed in my last video, that light blue one is the one I got for free. And it's crazy. Like, after a while, I just gave it to my 4-year-old. I was like, because if she would see me playing, because I wound up buying like a regular Switch. Actually, no, I bought the Animal Crossing Switch during the holidays, the one that you could dock. And then I just gave her the light blue one, or I let her have it for a while, but she doesn't really play it that much. I was late as well. I didn't get one until Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. Yeah, I waited on the Switch, man. I think when the Switch was like at its height, legit, I was playing like PlayStation 1 games. Like I was playing like PlayStation 1 and like PSP games and like Sega Saturn games. Have you ever bought a used game and found it was so filthy that you wondered where did they keep this shit? Yeah, I have, bro. I have. And the worst part is that that came from GameStop. Like it's that usually when that happens is from GameStop. I actually get more clean games from like thrift stores than I do from GameStop, which is bad. Have you gotten the new Power Ranger? Yeah, so I have gotten. So I did get that game, right? I'm glad you asked me that, Scurdy X. I did get Rita's Rewind. I thought I shared that with the channel. Maybe I didn't. Sorry, it's been a lot going on. But so I did get Power Rangers Rita's Rewind. And I'll say this. It is a subpar version of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. Like, if you like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, don't get Rita's Rewind and think it's going to be the same. Like, it's not. I think that there's not as many options in terms of your attacks. I felt like in not Streets of Rage, in TMNT Shredder's Revenge, you can do more attacks. Like it's more fluid. You have more options with each character. I also like the way the specials are in Shredder's Revenge, in that as you level up your character, I'm pretty sure you can level up your special attack. Whereas in like Power, and I haven't played it a lot, right? I've only played through like the first 3 levels. They each have their own special attack, which is cool. I played as the Black Ranger, Mastodon. His special attack is, I think, like he freezes everyone on the level. The level design is pretty cool. I don't know. It just is not enough variety for in Rita's Rewind for me, and maybe I need to play through it some more. But you're kind of just fighting putties along the way. It doesn't feel very dynamic. They did try to change things up with these like first person shooter style like levels in the game where you're like running through, like once you get to a certain part, like I think once you like get to the end of like the second level where you fight Goldar, Rita, she comes out, she waves a magic wand, and Goldar goes like kaiju mode. And I don't think you immediately like go into like the Zord mode. Like you have to catch it because he runs away. He like grows and then he runs away. And that turns into a level where you're basically like chasing Goldar through a canyon. And it's in this kind of like Star Fox 64 format, or like this Panzer Dragoon format where you have to like aim and shoot. The mechanics on that feel a little clunky to me. I'm not like, I wasn't a big fan. And then especially when you get to the end of that level and you have to fight the boss, it's just, I see what they were going for. I think it could have been executed a little bit better. I don't think it's better than Shredder's Revenge. To me, Shredder's Revenge might still be in my top 3 of beat 'em ups on the Switch. Of course, River City Girls is number 1 for me. Shredder's Revenge is up there as well, and I can't remember what my third one was. But Rita's Rewind, they need to do some work to that one. It's cool, but I'm not like, oh man, go get Rita's Rewind. The game that I am really looking forward to in terms of beat 'em ups, and I'm gonna keep going in the comments, but I just want to answer this question. The games that I'm really looking forward to is Shinobi, which is coming out, The Art of Vengeance. Looking forward to that. Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. That's going to be sick when that drops. Ninja Gaiden is going to be killer. Can't wait for that. Terminator 2D. That's not coming out until September, but that's going to be another awesome looking 2D kind of run and gun shooter. And then they're saying that this Marvel Cosmic Heroes is supposed to be coming out. I'm just hoping that that's not another letdown. Like, you can't give me Shredder's Revenge and then give me like all these subpar beat 'em ups. It's not gonna work. All right, let's keep going. Happened to me with my copy of Resident Evil 1 Remake on the GameCube. I clean every game I get with alcohol, even the inside of the plastic. Yeah, man, you gotta clean them up. My best friend growing up was a Sega guy, and I was a Nintendo kid. We were both jealous of each systems for one. Yeah, I mean, they both had their pluses and minuses. But I had both. Like as a teenager, I had both. But if someone told me you can only keep one, I would have kept my Sega Genesis. Like easily. I would have kept the Sega Genesis. Super Nintendo was cool, but Sega all the way. There's always some filth coming off them. Yeah, that's true. I've been cleaning games for a long time. Yeah, especially during COVID. Like during COVID, I had a process. Like I've kind of gotten a little lax with it, but during COVID, I had a serious cleansing process. Like everything got wiped down, Lysol down. I wasn't taking any chances during COVID. Yes, the old Sega versus Nintendo. I start with 91% alcohol. Yeah, man, you got to clean those things up. Would be neat if there was a Discord to talk about retro games and collections outside of the streams. I know, man. I gotta start a Discord because I think I would enjoy doing this more with subscribers of the channel, just like sitting here and chopping it up with you guys. So maybe I'll do that. Discords, like I said, like I suck with like Discords, memberships. I've been working on a Patreon that I was supposed to launch in the beginning of June, and I didn't launch that. So I've got some things in the works. So I'm gonna make some things happen. What do you think about Gears of War on the PS5 with updated? So I'll be honest, Brooklyn Gamer, I'm not a first-person shooter guy. I don't like first-person shooters for the most part. I think I stopped playing first-person shooters for real, like after GoldenEye. Like GoldenEye was where it started and stopped for me with GoldenEye. I just not a fan of first-person shooters, to be honest with you. I could do certain third-person shooters, like games like Wet or Stranglehold or like 50 Cent's Blood in the Sand. I could probably like stomach my way through some of those, but like those first-person shooters, I'm not a huge fan. Y'all hear about the new light gun coming out? Plays on modern TVs? Now that I have not heard, but I'll tell you what, if they do come out with that, that would be amazing because I remember playing games like Area 51 in the arcades, and Area 51 was a classic. We used to play Area 51 all day. That was definitely a classic for me. But alrighty, guys, look, I appreciate you all tuning in for this live. Sorry I couldn't hang it in UN Squadron. But I'll probably run another live out later on this week. We'll get together, we'll chop it up. To the person who asked about the Discord, I think I'm going to get something like that going. I think just having more time to just chop it up with you guys is definitely good. But I will catch you in the next one. It's the Y2K Collector. You guys take it easy.